Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope your day is off to a fantastic start. I have another round of candle reviews to share today. So in this first video, we are obviously going to tackle Honeysuckle Mimosa from HomeWorx, which is from the Garden Party collection. A little bit later on today, you will probably see a review of Nest Bamboo coming up, but don't quote me on that. I am doing some batch filming here, trying to get all these reviews here completed. So we'll see if it's the next one that goes up, or it could potentially be a crinkle candle review. As always, make sure that you are subscribed. That way, any subsequent candle reviews will pop up in your subscription feed. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. All right, you guys, let's get into Honeysuckle Mimosa from HomeWorx. So first of all, I want to let you guys know I did receive this candle as PR. So I did not pay for it. I am an ambassador with HomeWorx, and from time to time, they will send us a few candles to be able to test out and share our thoughts with you guys. We're allowed to have our own opinion. So anything that I am sharing with you guys here is just my unique experience with the product. I will say I've had some really darn good luck with this whole Garden Party line. The Honeysuckle Mimosa is no exception. So if you like a floral, and specifically if you like a solid honeysuckle, I think this is definitely going to be a fragrance that you might want to check out. I will go ahead and put a link to where to shop with HomeWorx in the description box down below, as well as a discount code that should save you an additional 15% off your purchase of $40 or more. That discount should apply to most sales that HomeWorx has, so hopefully it saves you a little bit more money. My discount code is just Melanie15, and you'll enter that at checkout. But again, check the description box. I include everything down there. All right, so we do have a pug that is asleep at my feet, so you might be hearing some snoozing or snoring in the background. As always, please enjoy that free pug ASMR. Okay, let's get into the scent story here. We'll talk fragrance notes, and then we'll talk performance, because I am actually literally on the last burn with this bad boy, and it has burned like a champ. It really has. Okay, let yellow honeysuckle, the citrusy freshness of neroli, and the warmth of honey and almond blossom transport you to sunlit gardens to sip a sparkling mimosa, unwind, and relax. So, we've got some definite florals happening in here. If you are not someone who enjoys florals, or if you are someone who maybe was looking for a boozy kind of candle, I'm not sure you're going to be super happy about this one. It is definitely quite floral. It's very sweet, but I will say I don't get the boozy note at all here. So this doesn't smell like a mimosa per se to me. Like, I don't get that kind of like bubbly effervescence from champagne or sparkling wine at all. I mean, it's great for what it is, but I'm not getting those notes. So if that's what you're looking for, I don't know. I'm not picking it up, but obviously make sure that you check out other people's reviews as well, because every nose is going to be just a little bit different. Okay, so these fragrance notes are yellow honeysuckle, golden mimosa, neroli, and honey almond blossom. This is definitely a very sweet floral. Honeysuckle in general, and I think neroli as well, which is kind of like a citrusy floral. Those are very sweet to my nose to begin with, and that sweetness is definitely evident in this candle. Sorry about the barking in the background. We also have an extra pug visitor right now, so that's Pinky. She's my mother-in-law's dog, so we'll just let them do their thing in the background. So very, very sweet floral notes. The honeysuckle is quite intense. It is one of those like borderline, I would say, almost cloying type of floral notes for sure. The honeysuckle more so than the neroli note. But it's not like it's headache inducing. It's just really quite sweet. In terms of the almond blossom note, I do get a touch of that as well. But really it's the honeysuckle and the neroli that are the most prominent here. Now I do get a little bit of like a citrusy orange type note for sure, which would definitely be obviously the orange juice that might, you know, be contained within a mimosa, if you will. So it makes sense, but it's missing the champagne. So we're not getting the effervescence here, but we are getting that kind of nice touch of like orange juice in the background of all of this. Kind of helps with the sweetness. I think that citrus can sometimes help to cut a little bit of sweetness. It adds some definite freshness to the scent. And I think it kind of helps to tone those floral notes down just a little bit. As someone who normally doesn't gravitate towards floral scents, I have really enjoyed this one. I don't find it to be, like I said, cloying. I don't think the florals are headache inducing. I just think this is a really lovely take on a springtime garden type scent that would honestly be enjoyable probably throughout the summer as well. I'll definitely probably myself be focusing a little bit more on citrus and fruity scents in the summer. But this is something that I could see myself definitely repurchasing to potentially change it up a little bit. I think this would also pair well with maybe some other citrus candles because it already has a little bit of citrus contained within it. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a really interesting one. I'm certainly grateful to have received it because, you know, just based off of what I naturally myself gravitate towards, it's not necessarily the florals. Like those are not my go-tos. When Harry releases a floral collection, sometimes I'm like, oh, beautiful labels. You know, and I'll look at the descriptions and I'm like, oh, that sounds like it's, you know, probably a nice blend, but it's not necessarily something that I'm going to clamor to order right away. I might wait for some reviews to come out. I might wait for my friends to tell me, hey, just so you know, this actually is quite a lovely floral. It would be right up your alley. So that's honestly one of the reasons why I really appreciate receiving PR, because they really do send me stuff that I myself would just not, you know, naturally gravitate towards. So at any rate, it's a great scent if you are looking for a lovely springtime sweeter floral with a touch of citrus. I think you're really going to enjoy this one. Let's talk strength and throw. First of all, I have found the overall burn just very consistent across all of the garden party candles that I have burned now. I think this might be my last one from the collection to film a review of. I'll need to look through and just make double check on that, but I think this is the last one in terms of reviews. And honestly, they've been super consistent across the board in terms of there were no issues for them pulling out at all. There is no discoloration really happening with any of the wax. The wicks were really skinny and honestly they made me nervous at first, but they've turned out to be okay. Now this is with a 3-hour burn limit. You know, I think when it comes to Homeworx candles, I think the recommendation on the bottom of the candle is probably actually to not burn them for more than 4 hours at a time. Honestly, I should lift this one up and double check that, but I'll put that in the description box. But just look at the bottom of your candles. Honestly, there's probably going to be a little note there about, hey, maybe don't burn this more than like 3, 4, 5 hours, whatever the time limit is. And that's usually a pretty good direction to follow. So 3 hours for me with each of these burns, no problems at all. And there's no discoloration of the wax. The wicks have never leaned over. I did trim them slightly between each burn, but I don't know, they were for the most part a little bit more like the self-trimming wicks that Homeworx occasionally seems to have. But I just snip off a little bit of the top because sometimes they look a little too long, and it's been great. So let me give you guys an overhead shot here so that you can see. Oh yeah, I can see those wick clips now. She hasn't fully pulled out, obviously, for this burn. You can see a little tiny bit of residue like on the side here, just some wax that, you know, didn't maybe make its way down, but it's not like it didn't pull out. It's just a little bit of residue left there on the side. So as you can see, nice clean burn the whole way down. You can see some of the mushroom or those carbon balls in the bottom of the wax there. Usually I try pretty hard to get all that stuff out before lighting the candles, but sometimes I get lazy and I don't know, a piece might stay in there. But overall, you guys, listen, I've had a great experience with these. Strength and throw is pretty solid. I'm gonna put the strength, I'm gonna put the throw for this at, for this one here, probably like a 7, 7.5. Is it an 8, 9, or a 10 out of 10? No, but is it plenty strong for it being noticeable in my house? Yeah, absolutely. It fills the room where it's at. It certainly travels. It works great in a hurricane, but I do not feel like I need to use it in a hurricane. So I don't know, put in a hurricane if you want to. I haven't felt the need for that. I know there's not a ton of floral lovers following me. Most of you tend to like the gourmands and the fruities like I do. This one would be probably something different for you. I do encourage you to try different things, because if there is one thing that I've learned over the years is that, like, just because I look at the fragrance notes and I might have like an immediate reaction just off of like what I think something's gonna smell like, that doesn't mean that I'm always gonna be right, you know? Like sometimes I just have to stick my nose in something and smell it for myself. I don't know if these are available at HomeGoods, Marshalls, TJ Maxx. Certainly if they have them there, stick your nose in this and see what you think about it. It smells warmer. The florals definitely smell maybe a little bit more like warm. I don't want to say cozy is not the right word, but they just become just a little bit more enjoyable. Like the warmth really kind of amps up the florals in an interesting way with the flame here. And I don't know, I just think it's really worth checking out. Even if you're not a floral person, if you do find it in the wild, definitely at least stick your nose in it. And if you feel at all drawn to it, I can tell you that my experience in terms of the burn quality has been good. So I did place an order. There was some new stuff that was released on QVC not long ago. So I've got some more spring stuff coming my way. So you'll be seeing some more Homeworx reviews coming down the pipeline here. If you want to grab this one, it's still available over at Homeworx.Shop. I'm not sure what the sale is when this video is going up, but feel free to apply whatever, you know, the discount code and see if that takes, you know, a little bit more off of whatever the sale price is at the time that you are shopping for this one. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate you guys being here, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.